Hi, so I'm Emma-Louise and this is a video that I'm doing on the winter wardrobe staples that I've bought for my 3 children. So I've got my eldest Cameron, who's 6, and I've got Carly, who is almost 4, and then obviously my newest addition, which is my baby boy. So first of all, I'll show you Cameron's clothes. Like I say, he is 6 years old. I tend to buy the children's clothes because their birthdays are all autumn. I buy the children's clothes around this time of year, and then again in about springtime to kind of update their wardrobe with some summer items as well. So this was really for kind of the winter time when it's cold, and Cameron actually already had quite a few long sleeve tops left over from the year before that are still big enough for him. So really with him I was kind of looking to just update his wardrobe with a couple of more like hoodies and a sleeveless jacket as well. I really wanted a certain type of sleeveless jacket, and I had the image in my head when I was going shopping, and I was trying to find something, and I actually managed to find it in Primark at only £7, and the quality for this jacket, considering the price, is like really good. It's a black, although it looks slightly navy, it's a black jacket, which obviously will go with a lot of stuff. It's got a lovely hood, which is kind of a knitted grey colour, and it's really warm inside. It's really fleecy and warm, so he's going to be really warm in this, but also I think it looks quite trendy as well. I'm hoping that he agrees with me. And like I say, it will go with a lot of things, and it will just warm him up a bit obviously when he goes outside. So the second thing I got in Primark for him was this jumper here. It's a lovely kind of a grey and a blue colour, and the thing I find with Primark is that you've sometimes got to shop around in there because the quality of some items aren't obviously going to be as nice as other shops, just because it's obviously a cheaper brand, and that means that some people avoid Primark, but I tend to go in there and have a look around. In the past I've had items of clothing for the kids that hasn't lasted that long and kind of hasn't lasted through washes and things, so now I look at the kind of type of material that I'm buying, and this is a really nice kind of strong durable material, and I honestly think it will last. And at the price that I'm paying, I mean it's £6, so it's not the end of the world if it didn't last that long, but I think it will. Now the thing that I do tend to kind of spend a bit of extra money on when it comes to the children, especially with Cameron, is hoodies, just because I find that the quality sometimes of hoodies from cheaper shops, especially from like Primark, they don't last. They tend to be quite bad at lasting and through the washes and things. So the next hoodies I've found are the best quality, and I will spend a little bit more money on them to get that quality. So these are £12 each, which I don't think is a huge amount anyway. I've got one in navy, and then I also got the same one in a green colour as well. And I have actually like had his opinion on them, and he loves them. He loves his hoodies, and because he's got quite a long body and quite long arms as well. He's quite tall for his age, so I've got him the size 7 ones, so they should last quite a long time as well. And then because the quality, as I said, is really good, I find that Next clothes you can actually pass on to other people, and they're still really good quality even when the child's finished with them. Going back to Primark, I've got both Carly and Cameron some basic long sleeve black t-shirts from there that are only priced at £1.90. Now obviously the quality is not going to be amazing for £1.90, but I do like to just get some basic tops to go with everything, especially with Carly, because there's sometimes like prints to her shorts and to her jeans and skirts and things, so it's nice to have kind of that black long sleeve top that can go as a block colour. Now Cameron, I also got from Next a pair of black trousers. They're smart trousers. I tend to put him in black trousers when we go out for a meal. He doesn't always wear a shirt, he doesn't tend to like shirts, so sometimes wear a smart t-shirt, but I think the black trousers really kind of look a little bit better than just wearing jeans when you're going out for a meal. I do struggle with Cameron because, like I say, he is really tall, but he's also really skinny, and his waist is quite small. So I like the trousers like these ones that have kind of the adjustable parts in them to make them a little bit snugger around his waist, because I've had to get him at age 6. Sometimes you have to be careful because, like I say, he's really tall, so sometimes they're not that long, but these ones have actually been rolled up a little bit at the bottom and they are actually quite long, so hopefully they'll be alright for him for a little while. So that's Cameron. So moving on to Carly, with her, she tended to not have, when I started shopping for her for winter, she didn't really have that much that she can wear in the winter. She tended to have a lot of kind of short sleeve t-shirts, and her longer sleeve t-shirts she had outgrown. She is almost 4, and I mean she is growing quite a lot now. Her little legs, they're not very long, her legs. So some of the items that I've got are actually still age 3, even though she's, as I say, about to be 4. Like I say, I've got this basic top which is almost exactly the same as Cameron's from Primark. It's just that because it's for a girl, they've put a little bow on it. I don't know if you can see there. Like I say, I just like getting some of the like block colour t-shirts that aren't a huge amount of money, and especially for Carly because she's going to be at nursery still a few days a week. Excuse me. So she's going to be at nursery a few days a week, and I tend not to put her in light coloured tops when she goes to nursery because she does a lot of painting and stuff, so some of her lighter coloured things can get ruined. So having some like block colour black t-shirts and things like that will work really well. I've actually got these before. These are from H&M. So I've just got them in the bigger size. They're really good, they're really long lasting, and they're just like a pair of black trousers, but they're really like stretchy, nice, soft material, so she finds them really comfortable to wear. And they go with everything, and I mean she can wear them when she goes out for a meal. She's not a hugely girly person, she doesn't necessarily like to wear dresses, so sometimes she'll go out to a meal wearing a nice pretty top and these black trousers as well. And another item that I've got a second time round are these jeggings, which are from Primark. I mean, like I say, sometimes things from Primark aren't amazing quality, but these I've actually found to be really long lasting. She's got the size below, and they've lasted really well, and she wears them with a lot of her clothes, and they're really comfortable because they're kind of stretchy. They're not so much like the skinny jeans where obviously they've got the button. They are jegging style material. Like I say, I've got these in a age 3 to 4, even though she's almost 4 now, just because her legs aren't that long, and they're actually really, they are quite long. They are quite big for the size, so they'll last really long as well, I think. This is my favourite item for Carly. It is the most girly item I've got her. I do tend to love girly stuff, but like I say, she's a bit of a tomboy, but she does tend to wear some pink stuff. So this skirt is kind of a suede-like material, but it was quite good price. It's only £8, which I didn't think was too much. It's from H&M, and I think it will go with quite a lot of stuff. And obviously she'll wear it in the winter with her black fleecy kind of tights and boots, and then she can obviously just wear a top on the top half. And I probably won't send her into nursery because, as I mentioned, because of the paint and things, but she can wear this to like special occasions or when she's just out and about with me and the baby. This top I bought because it kind of goes with that quite well, I think, because it's got the pink glittery writing. I also really liked what it said, because it says first be cool, but cool's been crossed out and it says you, which is a really good message for a little girl to have. And like I say, I like those little touches of pink without being too in your face, because Carly isn't a hugely girly girl. I wanted to get her a couple of jumpers because obviously we're going into winter, and then she can wear some of her summer t-shirts underneath the jumper, and if she gets too hot she can always take the jumper off when she's at nursery, for example. Again, because she's not overly girly, I like getting her jumpers that are kind of, you know, a nice neutral jumper, but then she's got little touch of girliness with the little white hearts on this. The quality feels really good here. This is from H&M as well, and it feels like it will be quite long lasting. Her other hoodie that I've got her is actually from George at Asda. Again, similarly, I can't say that word, but like with Primark, some of the clothes in cheaper shops like George, Asda, some of the quality is not amazing, but I find that the hoodies and jumpers and things in there are quite good. And also, I liked the fact that this was, again, not too overly girly. You've got the little touch of pink on the writing, but it's a nice navy kind of blue colour. Other than that, it's £10, so it's not like really cheap, but it's, you know, it's quite a reasonable price for a nice warm jumper for her to wear over Christmas and into January and February as well. This was also from George Asda. It's really nice. It says lovely on it. It is a really lovely top, to be honest. I bought this because it's quite a long top and it can go over like leggings and things with her boots. And it looks like it will last her quite a while because it is actually quite big. It is age 4 to 5, but I feel like it could even last her into next year. So I do tend to kind of buy things when I think they're going to last into the next year, because obviously you never know really your financial situation for the following year, and if you can get clothes that will fit them this year but then still fit them next year, it's always a win-win situation. So a couple more tops basically that I've got. Carly from George Asda again. This one I love because it says I'm the best sister. Obviously she's just had another baby brother, and her dad has had a son as well, so she's now got 3 brothers and she's the only sister. So I didn't mind getting the fact that I'm the best sister because I've only got 1 daughter, and I just think it's lovely, and it's a really nice t-shirt considering again the price. I mean, this was only £3.50, so it's not too bad, and it's just, I think it looks really cool. And so the final item for Carly was this gorgeous little top here. I wish that it was in my size because I love it. It's got the lovely little lace kind of part on the bottom of it. It was only £5 and it is quite girly, but I think she'll let me get away with putting her in it. So that's all for Carly. With Carly, I did have quite a lot to buy her in comparison to Cameron, just because, like I say, she's kind of grown out of the stuff that she was wearing last winter, whereas he hasn't. But with her birthday being in November, I don't mind getting her a few more bits for her winter wardrobe when it comes around to November time. So finally, last but not least, is obviously the baby clothes that I've got. Obviously I've got quite a few different baby things, not only myself but from other people as well, buying the baby things to wear. But these are the things that I've got him in one go as kind of his winter wardrobe staples, if you see what I mean. So they are actually all from one place, which is from Gap, or Baby Gap. There was a 25% discount online. I don't usually shop in Gap, but when I saw that there was a 25% discount and there was also free delivery if you spent over £50, I thought I'd just go for it. I will be honest and say that one of the main reasons I ended up going onto the Gap website in the first place was because I have a Pinterest board which I've had since I found out I was pregnant with my 3rd baby, and when I found out he was a boy. And the kind of outfits that I saw and I pinned on there, it turns out that most of them actually are from Gap. Like I say, I don't usually shop in Gap. I didn't really shop in Gap for either of the other 2 babies, but when I had a look on there and I saw the kind of winter outfits and clothing items that you can get there, I kind of fell in love. So this is not that practical necessarily for a newborn baby with all the sick and stuff, that he will no doubt get all over it, but it is absolutely gorgeous. And I love, again, with the quality of things from Gap, things from Next, I do like that you can probably pass it on to someone else and it still feels like really good quality when you do that, which is the case for shops like Gap and Next, where the quality is just that little bit better and you do kind of get what you pay for sometimes when it comes to the quality on clothes. So this is a similar kind of jumper. Well, it's actually a cardigan style, but in navy blue. I prefer navy blue over baby blue for the colour for baby boys, just because I don't really like the baby blue colour on boys. I tend to feel like it's a bit of a washed out colour, so I do prefer the navy blue. I've also got him some socks, which obviously has loads of pairs of socks, but these ones are navy blue and they just kind of caught my eye on the website. These are dungarees, which I love. I don't think I ever really dressed Cameron as a baby in dungarees very much, but again, with the quality, you can just feel how like soft but also durable these are. and I love them. Basically, I can imagine him wearing them all the time, and they will last and last as well. So I've got him a body warmer. I don't know if I mentioned when I said about Cameron's, but I wanted him and Cameron and the baby to be able to match clothes, but it's actually really difficult because of the age gap. There's 6 years between them, and often it kind of gets to the point where in shops they'll go up from 0 to 5 and then it'll go on to the next style, and you don't always have the same styles in the different kind of ages. So I haven't really been able to find much to match them together, which some people will say, well, that's good, you shouldn't match them together, you know, they're individuals, and I agree with that. But it's always nice to be able to have kind of a little matchy thing going on. So I thought that although they're not the same colour, having body warmers will be quite good for them to kind of look like a little bit similar. I mean, Cameron and Carly were very close in age, so there's only 2 years and 2 months between them. But where there's a boy and a girl, obviously, again, you couldn't really find things to match that well for both of them. Although I have had a couple of tops that they've worn in the past. They've had a little superhero yellow t-shirt, which they wore kind of last year, and then they've also had a minion grey t-shirt, which they both wore this year. So I do get around it, but it would be nice to be able to have the children matching sometimes. So the final kind of items that I've got for the baby from Gap was this gorgeous little bear hat, which is like a knitted little grey hat, and yeah, I love this. This is probably one of my favourite things I've ever bought. I understand I'm like raving about this little cute hat, but yeah, I can't wait for him to be wearing that. And it will keep him really warm as well, obviously being born later on in the year and being so tiny over winter. It's good to keep him warm. This is a little kind of fleecy hat, again with the little bear ears that I've got, which also comes with attached with mittens. They look quite big to me for a newborn baby, so it might be that he won't get that much use out of them. But the great thing about having, like I say, clothes from Gap and having the good quality there is that even if we don't get that much use out of them, we can always give them to someone else with a baby for next year, for next winter when it's obviously cold again. And the thing with like little warm hats and things is that sometimes, although like kids will have grown out of the winter kind of wardrobes as it comes into like the early spring, babies always need to be kept warm so they can maybe wear them a little bit longer as well. So yeah, those are my winter wardrobe staples that I've bought the 3 children. I do like to be prepared. I did kind of get them back in summer, which was sometimes a bit of a challenge, but luckily shops do tend to start stocking their autumn winter stock towards the end of summer, so that wasn't too hard to find these items. I've got a bit of a mixture of different shops, so there's obviously Primark and George, Asda, which are your more budget kind of shops. H&M's kind of in the middle there, and then you go up to Next and Gap. So I do have a mixture. What I tend to do is go to the cheaper shops and obviously look out for the good quality items. You're not always going to find amazing quality in the cheaper shops, but there are items that you can get. It's just a case of shopping around and making sure that the quality is going to last, and it's a bit of trial and error really. So I've found from obviously having the older 2 children that I now kind of know the shops and the items in the shops that work quite well and last. And like I say, I will go to the more expensive shops like Next to get items that I know don't necessarily last in the cheaper shops, like the hoodies. So I'm not bothered about spending a little bit extra in Next and getting the quality of the hoodies, for example, and also some of the trousers as well for Cameron. The other thing that I would say, if you're looking to obviously update a wardrobe and spend not too much money for your child, is to write a list first, to get an idea, to research the kind of things that you want and need to update their wardrobe. So like I say, for Carly I needed quite a few different things, but I knew that I only needed a couple of like jumpers really, and then quite a few long sleeve tops, and I needed a skirt and yeah, I needed a couple of like trousers as well for her. So it was looking at what I needed first, writing a list, having a look online, having like a little Pinterest session where I was looking at the styles that I liked and what you needed to kind of recreate those styles, and then going shopping. So with the baby, obviously I bought those things online on Gap, but that was mainly because there was an offer on. With the rest of the clothes, I just went into the high street shops and had a look around. I've spent about £50 roughly on each of them for the things that I've just shown. The babies came to a little bit more, it came to about £75, and that is with a 25% discount. So like I say, obviously if you're going to shop for high-end places like Next and Gap, you're obviously going to get less for your money than if you go to the lower price shops. Like you could see at Carly, I got quite a few bits there for £50, so it was worth obviously shopping around and having a think about what you need before you go into those shops and get carried away. So yeah, thank you for watching my video on the In Real Life channel. I'd really love you to look in the information below and obviously look at all the links we've got there. Subscribe to the In Real Life channel and also look at obviously my link as well that you can see. There's some great people on the channel and it's still a relatively new channel, so it would be really great if you could subscribe and support the channel as a whole. And yeah, I hope you enjoy the next video on the In Real Life channel, and if you watch my next video, I hope you enjoy that too. Thank you, bye!